Did you see that?
But speaking of the Titans, game of the week coming up is going to actually be this Sunday, and it's going to be Steelers versus the Titans. Both teams are 5-0.
Both are undefeated.
Both undefeated.
One has to come out with the L.
One of them's going to have to come out with the L. And I think it's going to be the Steelers.
Or they come out with a tie. they both come out with a tie. Yeah. No L. But I mean, like, you know, that's a possibility.
I see this happen. I look at the Steelers schedule and I'm like, all right, they're 5-0, but it wasn't all like really like, you know, the degree of difficulty wasn't like really high. And to be fair, I didn't look at the Titans' degree of difficulty, but just going off of where they were last year and where they are now, that's the same team for the most part. They're just continuing what they were doing, and so with that being said, I think
they kept their momentum from last year. Definitely, they definitely playing off of, you know, their strengths from the playoffs and what they have figured out as a team, and that's kind of one of the things too. Like, you know, you could do bad all season, but if you do that great in the playoffs and you start figuring things out, you know, they beat the Patriots. They beat, you know, the Ravens.
The Ravens,
yeah, and it's just like, damn, like if you could figure that out, then shit, they might be a very powerhouse team.
Yeah,
that's definitely.
So you agree? You think it's the Titans over Steelers?
I think the Titans definitely, because from what they just did, especially with all that they can utilize with Derrick Henry and how, you know, massive that guy is, and you know how many times people try to take him down, and just can't get to, you can't take him down. You see, he threw Josh Norman like 4 yards, like 4 yards away, like he was nothing. Like he was like, "Oh, get out of here!" It's just like, whoa, what the hell? Like, it's like you literally threw a grown ass man like 3 yards away, and it's just like, it becomes apparent that it's like, wow, they do have a real, like, you know, powerful running back on their team, and it's just like, you know, it's one of those things where it becomes, oh, how do we stop this guy? You're not even really thinking about how you're going to beat against.
What do we do defensively to just stop Derrick Henry? That's our focus.
Derrick Henry is a literal titan. That's exactly that's what you got to beat, and it's like, dude, this guy is insane. Like, how do you do this? It becomes one of those things now where you're not even looking at them like, oh, how do we beat the Titans? You're looking at them like, how do we stop Derrick Henry? Like that becomes like every defensive coordinator's like number one, you know, priority now is like, okay, how do we stop this guy? Because they could give him the ball all day. Titans could just give him the ball all day. And it's just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, you can try to box him up and watch that man just push over everybody. So.
And then that's another thing. If you have 2 or 3 defenders keeping an eye out on Derrick Henry, who's watching the backfield? Because what if, you know, what if they can connect with the wide receiver? What if you want these defenders to keep their eye on Henry? What if you want them to do that?
Yeah.
And you can just trick everybody. Be like, oh, we're gonna give it to
action because you're running the ball well, so they have to respect the run game. So and
I think